What are you going to do to move your business forward? That's an important question that I've got to ask myself every single day in order to move my business forward, right? Without the thought process, without the thinking that something's going to work, something needs to change, and taking action, without that, nothing's going to happen, right? Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. And you are ultimately responsible for everything that you want to create in your life and in your business. So as we get started today, I want you to think about that. What do I need to change? What kind of thinking do I need to start? And what 3 beliefs do you need in order to become the top producer in your marketplace? Welcome back. My name is Brent Conley. I'm excited for you to be here. And I want you to think about today, what are you going to do to move your business forward? That's an important question that I've got to ask myself every single day in order to move my business forward, right? Without the thought process, without the thinking that something's going to work, something needs to change, and taking action, without that, nothing's going to happen, right? Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. And you are ultimately responsible for everything that you want to create in your life and in your business. So as we get started today, I want you to think about that. What do I need to change? What kind of thinking do I need to start? And what 3 beliefs do you need in order to become the top producer in your marketplace? All right, number 1, I am good enough. Number 2, I know the marketplace. Number 3, I'm going to communicate it well. Those are the 3 things. And then you have to take action, right? You have to, as a real estate agent today, know the inventory. You have to know the market. Otherwise, the clientele that you're going after, the sellers and the buyers, are visiting all the open houses. So if you think that you're going to have an advantage over a buyer or a seller with the desire to buy or with the desire to sell for top dollar, you've got another thing coming if you think that you can wing it. You cannot wing it. You have to put in the effort. You have to go visit open houses. You have to go visit vacant houses. You have to go preview houses that are occupied, even though it's inconvenient, in order to understand the marketplace, understand the comparison between this house and that house, so you can speak intelligently to the potential client. Okay? Think about that. It's really, really important. Your belief system is extremely important if you're going to win in today's market. 2025 is already started, and some of us have had a pretty good start for the year compared to the last quarter, right? And so if you're going to keep that momentum, then you're going to have to start changing some of those habits. You're going to have to double down on the good habits that has caused the success in your life today. And those habits were probably developed and taken action. You were taking action about 120 days ago, 90 days ago, in order to get the sales and the success today, right? We're at the end of February. And so going into the spring market, there is pent up demand. That pent up demand does have fear, right? They do have fear of if they are making the good decision to buy real estate today. Now, I think it's a good decision to buy real estate today, as long as you're buying a property that you're going to stay in, living in, or an investment property for the course of 5, 7 to 10 years. Then I think your decisions are great, even if you're buying at the top of the market. I think that there's a lot of homes that are $50,000 or $100,000, maybe $200,000 under what they were listed for, because they have come into reality that their home is not worth as much as it once was because of 7% interest rates, right? 7.5% interest rates. Interest rates have gone up. That is pushing prices down in most cases. So I just bid on a personal second home for myself in Prescott, Arizona, and they wanted $1 million for this house. And I told them I would pay cash and close within 7 days. And my offer, okay, I am a real buyer. My offer was $700,000. Now, people are like, oh shit, Brent, you're lowballing these people. Well, guess what? I'm looking at the marketplace. I think the house is probably worth $900,000. I think that I've got to do the backyard. I've got to put on a shop. I've got to do a lot of different things in order to make the house worth $1 million to me, which on the marketplace would probably be worth 1.1. Now, am I willing to go through all of the work associated with that property, buying that property, taking cash and buying that property in this type of market, and doing the work on top of that, and the time that it takes away from my business in order to make that a good purchase? Well, I'm going to get paid for that purchase. So if I have this thought and I'm not in a hurry to purchase anything, I want a deal. It's the same as a buyer today. Now, different circumstances, right? Because there are a lot of buyers today that if you find the right buyer, they will pay full pot for it. But you got to find that one buyer in 20,000 people looking for homes. And when you do the math, it's basically hitting the lottery. So if you want a sure thing, then my offer is an acceptable offer. It will be an acceptable offer to somebody. When the pain starts increasing in a declining market, that's when people start saying, you know what, let's go ahead and sell it because I got to move money around, or I've got to, another thing that I want to do. With my lifetime of experience, remember, my grandparents were real estate agents, my dad was a real estate agent, and we've owned offices. I've owned many, many offices. I don't now. I'm at eXp Realty. When the pain increases, people start coming into reality. There's a lot of people that are not in reality right now. There's a lot of phantom equity out there. And the gap between selling a lot of real estate today and having a lot of listings is basically getting the sellers to look at that gap and look at all of their neighbors selling and they're not, because they're $50, $100, or $200,000 overpriced. And we see this all the time. This is very, very common. They could be $20,000 overpriced, $5,000 overpriced. I'm using this as an example because it's real life experience. And if you are a seller in this marketplace, the idea of I want all my money out of the property, I want it all in my hands. Well, you can wait for that perfect offer and it may never come. The amount of expired listings is increasing. And an expired listing means, for everybody watching this that is not a real estate agent, expired listing means that you continue to be, or you were, the highest bidder for your home, unfortunately. So as real estate professionals, we've got to get the clients in position, in their mentality of where they want to go and what do they want to do with their house. Because unless we go down to a 4% interest rate, there is probably 30, 40% of the market, let's say 30% of the market as a whole, is probably overpriced. And I know there's different neighborhoods that are different. And we got multiple offers on a listing in California that we listed, $750,000 condo near the beach, great property. We actually sold it 3 times because it kept falling out because of fire insurance, right? And my fear for my client is, if they can't figure out this fire insurance, does this property value drop short term in the next year? Does it drop 50 grand in order to sell it because it's an unwarrantable condo? Unwarrantable condo means it doesn't fit the criteria to sell to Fannie and Freddie, which is the best or the biggest buyer for the secondary market for mortgages. So if that's the case, then they potentially have a risk there. My seller has a risk there for the property to decrease. Now, long term, a year from now, 2 years from now, whenever that stuff gets worked out with the HOA, then it's going to go back up. And I believe that property actually will be worth $1 million in 4 or 5 years. So, but for today's market, it is only worth what a buyer is willing to pay and is willing to close escrow on. So think about that. All right, the next thing, there's a lot of real estate agents. I coach and train real estate agents every single day, and there is a lot of imbalance out there in the marketplace, right? And the imbalance that I'm speaking of is in association with work habits, okay? Work habits. Hopefully you'll stay with me on this because I think it's really important to have open dialogue and discussion about the work habits that you were accustomed to having, meaning selling a house because somebody contacted you and you sold it within a week and you collected a check and then you did another one, then you did another one, then you went on vacation for a month, and then you came back and did another one because we had a strong market for years and years and years. And the imbalance with your skill set is it takes a lot more skill today to navigate through the poor mindsets, the negativity that out there in the marketplace in order to get a client and to close escrow. So the imbalance is, what am I doing every single day to move my business forward? And what habits can I identify so I can correct and move forward? Let's break it down really simple. The simple fact for everybody's business is, how many outbound phone calls are you willing to make each day and are making each day? Is that number less than 5? Yes or no? Write down your number right now. Is your number less than 10? If it's less than 10, we've got major problems that we need to identify right now. Hopefully you are. And we need to work on that, because outbound phone calls will solve your problems. You can't hide in this marketplace and expect to make a great living, even a good living. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a mirror. As of right now, it's a mirror of your daily habits, of your daily phone calls, of last year. 2025 is a mirror of last year. So if you didn't increase your skill set, if you didn't change some of those habits, you're in for another year of status quo, AKA last year. Now, there's a tremendous amount of agents that did not have a good year last year. There are some that had a fantastic year, but their habits are consistent. Every day they're making phone calls. Now, I coach, train, and lead people every day. And so I don't get to make as many phone calls as I once did when I was early on in my real estate career. But this week, I have made 40 phone calls. Today's Friday, so that is 10 a day for the last 4 days. And today I have not made any. I will make phone calls today, right? My goal for today is to make 10 more phone calls so I can hit that metric, so I can support my teams. Now I'm going to make them for California, and I'm going to make them for Arizona, okay? And this is for pushing our real estate business forward, because my agents, and this is not a dig on my personal agents, is they're out of habits because I hadn't been pushing them like I used to. Well, I've got a couple of them into a couple programs, 76 Hard with the great organization Glover U. Jeff Glover's a friend of mine for years and runs an extraordinary coaching organization like that. And sometimes when I'm too close to the agents, they don't always want to listen to me. Just like if you're watching this and you work with a broker, whether you're at Remax or Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker or Century 21 or whoever, or maybe it's an independent, and you're close to your broker or your manager, maybe you're not listening to them and they're saying the same thing as I am today. Because most of us that have produced at a high level and continuously win in every single market, the ones like me are telling you the truth. So if you have a great broker manager that's telling you the truth, that is showing you a mirror, these are the goals that you said you wanted to accomplish. Are they still important to you? That right there is worth, I don't even know how much money, but that would be worth an extraordinary amount of money just to have somebody that tells you the truth, right? Because there's so many people that do rah-rah and they don't tell you the truth. They're like, oh, it's okay. You don't have to make phone calls. You can just be great on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. Well, some of us aren't that good on Instagram and YouTube, right? I'm including myself on that. I'm not a lot of show. I'm just go. And I've succeeded in every single market at a high level because I go. And then I share that with you guys. And that's what this channel is about. So thank you for supporting it. Send this to somebody that could benefit off of watching this. I want you to write down like the word fun. How much fun are you having? And what kind of games are you playing with yourself to have that fun? And so in this business, right? I want to bring everything back to this business because this business is so much fun. This business will drive you nuts. I get that. But this business is so much fun. I'm texting with a potential seller. The person raised their hand, wanted a cash offer for their property. I generate a lot of those type of leads. And I'm texting with them. He didn't answer the phone and said, I'll call you back. I'll call you back. This was yesterday. And finally, he started having a conversation with me. And I asked him if they're still looking for a cash offer on their home. Like, well, maybe it might not be worth your time. Okay, well, please tell me a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish. And I forgot all the scripting that I was doing. I was just having a conversation, right? I don't care if they respond or not. Like, I have built up a tolerance where I'm not offended. I'm not offended if they don't talk to me. It's next. I'm going towards the people that I can help. I'm going towards the people that are looking for me. I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. Boom. Write that down. I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. I'm looking for the people that want to put a deal together, right? I don't want the friction in my life. I don't want that to slow me down. So how much fun are you having? I'm making a game to interact with people in order to push my business down the road. And I'm okay with rejection. They don't have to work with me. They don't have to work with my team. I hope they win. I hope you win on watching this. You could never call me to help you. You could never, DM me. I'm totally fine. This is free to you out there. This is my gift to the industry, is what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. I'm sharing this because somebody out there doesn't have the money to hire a coach. Somebody out there has a poor manager. Somebody out there's at a 100% company and that company doesn't give a crap about them. Just send in the deal. We'll pay the $300. I'm giving you all of this information and I hope you enjoy it. But more importantly, I hope you put it into action and it helps solve some of your financial problems. I hope it inspires you to build a massive business because you can. The next thing, think about the fun you're having and how much joy that you're having in negotiation. What part of this business do you like? Like, I love negotiating. I love prospecting. I love the human to human interaction, right? Because I meet all kinds of interesting people with different backgrounds. I don't care what they are doing politically and all that nonsense, right? It doesn't have anything to do with me. That's their beliefs, whatever. That's how they grew up. That's who impressioned them growing up for years and years and years. That has nothing to do with how I can help them with my business. I want you to think about that as you're polarized with all the political stuff going on right now, because your environment matters. You can set up the stage in your environment. If you're around a bunch of negative people, how are you going to sell real estate and have a positive experience shared by the clients? How are you going to get the referrals? So you got to actually push away and not hang out with negative people. You have to educate yourself like you're doing today and in order to find something in this YouTube channel in order to help inspire you and push your business down the road. So hopefully you're doing that. So the next thing I wrote down is start doing things a little faster. And what I mean by that is, and this is just human nature. We're all the same. We procrastinate, right? And I'm totally guilty of that. We procrastinate and it is detrimental to our business. So we've got to light a fire under ourselves, under our butts, under ourselves to get things done. And get things done fast, move fast. Money likes speed. So if you're gonna make a lot of money, you gotta move fast. You can't go into this business day in and day out with a lollygagger mentality and expect to make a ton of money. It's okay to not just get by. It's okay to succeed at a high level. It's okay to upset your friends and family because you can't hang out because you're prospecting, because you're trying to find new business. And it's okay to ask for permission for them to support you and help pushing you forward so you can go make a $500,000 or $1 million a year in real estate by selling real estate. And it's possible. So moving fast forces you to strip things down to what's important. And in a real estate business, what's important is how many people you're talking to about buying and selling real estate on a daily basis. The rejection is not important. That's just a scorecard. And the scorecard is always in your favor. That scorecard of, oh, I got hung up on 5 times. I got told, no, I don't want any. I'm not selling. I'm not buying right now. I don't know anybody. Why are you calling me? I'm a renter. Whatever it is that you guys go through, those are scorecards, right? And you need a whole bunch of those negative things to get the positive things. Yeah, I welcome it all. Bring it on. Give me 50 rejections because I'm going to get 5 yeses. And I'm going to go serve those people. I'm going to serve them at the highest level that they're all going to want and expect me to help their friends and family win. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take every single day. Now, the next thing I want you to write down is how much wealth am I going to want to create this next 6 months? How much wealth? And that could be the wealth from selling real estate. That could be from the wealth that you're going to sell a whole bunch of homes and then you're going to buy an investment property. That could be you're going to build your own brokerage and you're going to build a team. I talked to somebody here yesterday in Ohio, a great agent. The guy makes $300,000 a year. He's building an organization as well, a downline, if you will. Gentleman's at eXp Realty, and he's crushing it. Dude made almost $40,000 in residuals, and I think he recruited like 15 people. It's like, Brent, I want to grow a mega team, and I'm thinking about bringing on a partner. So we had a whole conversation, which I'm going to do another video about partnerships and how they can help you grow a bigger business faster. So stay tuned for that one as well. And he's going to get back to me in a week, and so I'll let you know how that conversation, he wanted me to coach him through that. We'll see if that happens or not. I don't coach a lot of people. I don't want to because a lot of people are negative and I don't allow that in my life. The world is your canvas. Anything that you want to create, you can create. It's just what price are you willing to pay in order for that to be created? Okay, so think about that. It's so exciting. I wanted you to write that down just because it's part of the mindset. It's just one of those things I truly believe in. You're going to think about a lot of cool things when you start working on that. Here's another one. Now that we talked a little bit about teams and organizations and downlines and all this stuff and brokerages and whatever you're trying to build out there, figure out what your primary focus is going to be. This is up there in how to grow a faster, successful business is your primary focus. If you are a real estate agent, what type of real estate agent are you? Think about that question. Am I a listing agent or am I going to be a buyer's agent? Are you the employer or are you going to be the employee? And so if you're going to be the employer, if you're going to be a great listing agent, then you have to focus on listings. You like that? Was that dramatic? Hopefully it was. A little bit drama there, right? You have to focus on listings. Then you're going to become a great listing agent. So all of your efforts are to perfect the listing presentation, the marketing for listings, right? The pre-marketing for listings, the phone calls to get listings, the door knocking to get listings, the marketing materials sent out, the postcards, the farming materials, the hybrid farming, the internet leads to get listings. Your entire world in the real estate business to become a high performing, great listing agent needs to have focus on that. Now, there's going to be a whole bunch of thoughts that are coming in your mind of, is it possible? Am I good enough? Should I be a great listing agent? And the answers for all three of those are yes, yes, yes. It is possible. You are good enough. And yes, becoming a great listing agent is for you. Hopefully this delivered tremendous value to you. I'm going to do a couple more videos and specific topics and some generalities. I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching this, and I hope I'm delivering a lot of value to our industry. My name is Brent Conley, and thanks for watching.